I tend to be a pretty passionate person. When I do preach or get to teach, I can preach affectionately, if you will. But where do you draw the line between preaching affectionately and then just, shameless emotionalism? Because that's often my fear, is that people will be moved not by what is being said, not by certain truths, but just by my demeanor.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's good. I guess what I most want to see is variation. I guess I didn't quite say that, did I? So thank you for giving me the opportunity to say it this way. If I see a person who is preaching, and Kathy, my wife, does say to me, "I know when you're trying to be the Holy Spirit." She says, she says, "I feel like you're trying, you see the people out there, they seem to be kind of impassive. And so you start to do what you can. You can get louder, you can start to experience, you show your more emotion. And she feels like at some points, you're forcing it, you're pushing. You're trying to get a rise out of them. And that's always been very convicting to me. So by and large, I guess, I want to make sure that the emotion I experience, I show, is not planned, certainly not planned. It's not real regular. If it happens a lot or all the time or at the same point at every single sermon. I mean, in other words, if the pastor breaks down into tears every week at 18 minutes after he starts, I actually know there's people like that are actually pretty genuine. They still probably shouldn't do it because it doesn't feel genuine. So I guess I would say, if I see variation, if I see it doesn't happen all the time, if I see it happens, also if it seems to fit the shape of the truth itself. I mean, sometimes some texts are not particularly, some texts are what my wife would call meat and potatoes texts. They're meat and potatoes. They're good, solid stuff. There's nothing particularly interesting or unusual, just good to remind us. And at that point, you probably shouldn't have some emotional experience. I mean, it's not appropriate. There are other texts that are remarkable, they're insightful. So as long as I think the expression of emotion is not constant, it's varied, it seems to fit the truth you've got out there that you're talking about, that's all right. What worries me the most are people that are constantly, always emotional all the time. And I do know I think in some ways it may be sincere, but it is a way of actually trying to manipulate people. My own wife has called me on it over the years at various times.